First of all, is everybody okay? Somebody pulled up to Tim's house and shot at the place?
And this person of how many people wearing maroon. I even have a video of someone holding a maroon shirt.
Oh, okay. God.
So I mentioned that quite casually. And that thing happened where there was an overreaction for no reason online. So I knew that I was on the right track and I should probably keep going.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like she's like, so people called me crazy, and in that moment I knew I was right. Like, that is not how it works. Like, that does not make any sense. It's maroon. I mean, it's very, very popular. It's a color that comes, a lot of variety of maroon shirts at stores. I'm not sure where she gets the idea it's not popular, but whatever she says, I guess.
But I hope you won't be insulted at the way I'm about to introduce you. I have Mrs. Brett Dasovic here.
Hello.
I know it's so old-fashioned to introduce someone that way, but I think your audience, they will not mind. So some of you may know, a lot of you may know that Brett co-hosts Pop Culture Crisis, one of Timcast's shows. But tell me what you are up to. You do some work for Timcast, right?
So I'm doing, like, in the Discord, we have kind of a volunteer-based team there where we go and we do pre-shows or post-shows or all kinds of stuff. And so you guys can also find me if you're on the Timcast server at the pre-show. We do it at 6 p.m. Eastern every single day.
So basically tell me what happened. Somebody pulled up to Tim's house and shot at the place?
Yeah, so what it sounds like happened, based on, what Tim has told us, is that somebody was kind of lurking on Friday night around the house, and I've been to this property. I think have you been to the new property?
I think so, yeah.
So it's like in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's very far back. It's like even the road itself takes a long time to get down. And so it's in the middle of nowhere. It's gated. There is security. I know there were questions about that. Yes, there's armed security. Yes, there's a gate that you have to scan to get into with a special card. And someone was kind of lurking around the property, and from what Tim said, fired one shot, and then it was silent for a second, and then two more shots. And it sounds like they were trying to get to a building farther back where Tim's studio is. That's what he was saying. And mind you, Tim wasn't there at the time. Tim was out with Milo and George Santos doing whatever they do on a Friday night, because he likes to do that on Friday nights. And they didn't pre-record this, this Friday because they were supposed to, but then the scheduling worked out differently. So from what it sounds like, I mean, obviously now everybody's really worried. And of course, my lovely husband is like, oh, it is what it, like he kind of expects it. And I think it's because he lived at the other property before where this happened other times as well, where people tried to shoot through his old property when this happened a few years ago.
God.
He got swatted. And it's almost like a weird kind of trauma response for him, I think, where it's not exactly trauma, but he's so used to it happening at this point where he's kind of desensitized. He's like, and I'm like, well, wait, no. Like, you've got, maybe before when you thought to yourself, oh, like, I don't have anybody, like, I don't have family. Now you got a wife and one day kids. Let's, think about those things. And so I think everybody's on edge. And I'm on edge. And I don't go to the property all that often, though I've been there a couple times. I do worry about that kind of stuff, and I'm not sure what's going to happen down the line. I know Tim is being, he's having meetings, and he said this today on his segment, they're doing company-wide meetings to go over some of the security and everything that's happening, but it's scary. It's definitely scary after what happened with Charlie, and now this. You see all these things happening. The rise of the normalcy of it is really terrifying.
I have done, as you know, a lot of controversial shows. There are a lot of people who hate me, and you were talking about Brett's trauma response is just kind of to shrug it off. It is what it is. And you do have to cross that bridge in your mind and get a really thick skin about it and almost kind of come to terms with the fact that something could happen, but at the same time, it is really scary when there are people out there who get to the level of actually visiting your home and then shooting at you, whether this person was trying to actually hurt someone or not. But regardless, it is terrifying. And, I saw that Candace was basically tweeting at Tim skeptically and saying, well, you should be able to recover the bullet and everything, all under the guise, of course, of concern, right, Candace?
Of course.
But that's the other thing. That's the other reason why I hate what Candace is doing with Charlie Kirk's murder, because the situation, as you said, it's already tense enough. There are crazy people out there like Tyler Robinson who are willing to take it to the edge like that. And we don't need someone like Candace Owens stoking the flames even more. I mean, I'm getting so many, I don't want to say threats because they aren't, but I'm getting so many DMs, people saying, you know, fuck you, bitch, and stuff like that because of my coverage of Candace. And it's like she has energized not all of her viewers, but she has energized a number of unstable people, and it's not helpful. By the way, also, I'm very casual today. I did go to Texas A&M University, and I am wearing an old Aggie shirt because apparently, Olivia, I don't know if you're aware of this, but maroon is the official color of assassins.
Yes, I heard. And so in kind, not only am I a big fan of Snoopy, but so this is also a Snoopy theme, but it's also maroon coded. I felt it was the right vibe for today.
Here's the reason why the maroon thing is so significant to me is that for a lot of people who don't follow Candace's stuff, they don't really they don't have a good sense of the degree to which she has just become like utterly absurd or insane or whatever term you want to use, or just completely shameless in what she's putting out there. But when you show them something like the maroon clips, then they see, oh, okay, wow, you're telling me that millions of people are buying into this?
There was something that I kept noticing. A weird amount of young men were alone at this event and they were wearing maroon shirts. In fact, so many of these young men that I was coming across were wearing maroon that at first I legitimately assumed that it had to have been one of the UVU colors. I asked this question so innocently. I was like, to someone at UVU, I was like, oh, are your school colors maroon? And he comes back and he said, no, they're green and white. So my gut told me, okay, that's interesting because maroon is not exactly a highly ranked color for men, okay? And it can't be that all of these men that are wearing maroon also happen to have attended this event alone. So I'm going to show you, there was something that I kept noticing. A weird amount of young men were alone at this.
That's the first clip. Now, the second one I'll show in a minute. She's going to proceed to actually more or less semi-dox. I mean, she doesn't reveal, she's trying to find their identities, so she doesn't reveal it, but she shows pictures of some of these dudes, just innocent dudes who went to this event or were hanging around on campus or whatever and happened to be wearing maroon. But anyway, I'll just start off and say, and then I want to get your reaction, but I love how she just provides it as a known maxim that you just wouldn't have like men by themselves hanging out wearing maroon. You wouldn't? You don't think that a lot of guys who probably couldn't get their girlfriends to go and check out some event, some political event with Charlie Kirk, or maybe they don't have girlfriends, or maybe they just were really interested in seeing Charlie Kirk, so they go by themselves, and maybe a few of them happen to have some maroon shirts on that day. I mean, I don't know, Olivia, is this as crazy as I feel it is?
Yeah, like for me, the rationale I put behind it is that they didn't own something red, like red, white, and blue. So maroon was the closest they had to something red. And they're like, oh, well, it's like USA, patriotic. So I'm going to throw on something as close that I can find. And I don't know where she got the idea maroon's not like a highly red. Like, I don't know where you get that information of like.
It's a rare color.
It's like not. I mean, my husband, like, Brett wears maroon on plenty of episodes.
She's
of IRL,
acting like she's acting like it's like pink or something, like light pink, and you just wouldn't see guys.
Yeah, like some weird like salmon color or something that you would just never see someone wearing, like something very specific. It's maroon. I mean, it's very, very popular. It's a color that comes, a lot of variety of maroon shirts at stores. I'm not sure where she gets the idea it's not popular, but whatever she says, I guess.
And then here she's going to actually start identifying these guys, or trying to identify, basically asking for her viewers to weigh in. And this guy, the Cinema Shogun guy who posted this, he was nice enough to cover up the photos of the guys that she was sharing. And so there's this weird like Mr. Potato Head thing and it says Bridget Macron's penis. You're going to see that in a minute. But that was not actually what Candace Owens put in her video. There it is. Okay. So here we go.
These men that are wearing maroon, and it can't be that all of these men that are wearing maroon also happen to have attended this event alone. So I'm going to show you what I mean. And I'm going to go back to some of these people. This is by no means everyone. I'm just showing you a few times here. Here we go. We have this young man. This is after the shot. He's wearing maroon. Show you another person here. sitting there under the tree after the shot, and he's wearing maroon. Show you another person here. We're going to come back to this person who is wearing maroon because his dad is going to say something publicly. 3 people, 1 shot, all of them alone wearing maroon. We're going to come back to the guy at the top there who has the darker hat on, who is wearing maroon. Just like these like strapping young men all wearing maroon. We've got this guy in the bush wearing maroon. I could go on and on. This person of how many people wearing maroon. I even have a video of someone holding a maroon shirt.
Oh,
okay.
God.
So I mentioned that quite casually. And that thing happened where there was an overreaction for no reason online. So I knew that I was on the right track and I should probably keep going.
Oh my God. Okay. And I love that. I love how basically she admits that after she shared this batshit crazy maroon theory, that everybody online basically collectively said, what the fuck? And I love how her reaction to that is not, well, maybe I should consider that I'm acting crazy and other people might have a point. Her reaction is immediately to double down. And that's how I knew that I needed to keep going.
Yeah, like she's like, so people called me crazy, and in that moment I knew I was right. Like, that's not how it works. Like, that does not make any sense to me. Also, who's to say, like, do you know these men were alone? Who's to say, like, when dudes go to things together, they might not talk to each other. Like, they're not like girls where they're, like, chit-chatting the whole time or whatever.
Right.
I've been to an event with my dad and brother, and you wouldn't know that they're at the event together, even though they're next to each other, because they don't talk unless it's like, if it's a sports game, like a break in the game or something. And so,
right.
I don't like, how do you know they're alone? You don't know that. And you're asserting that they're by themselves, and they're not. Like, they're probably not. They're probably not by themselves.
This is, to me, is the best exemplar, the ultimate example here for people of why Candace Owens is totally not credible. So we're going to put part 2 of this on Olivia's channel. Plus, I'm trying to promote her new YouTube channel, get you all to go over there, like and subscribe and all of that. So there is a link you'll see in the description and the comments below this video you're watching right here. And you just need to click on it and go to part 2, and we'll see you over there.